4 and 8. Now this time I should get a beep when I get my torque. Okay, so on the back of the tool. Okay, so now that we've got the ICS software opened up, we can start programming our wrench. So first thing I gotta do is select the QX series of wrenches, and then I'm going to run the setup, and I'm just going to do quick setup. And I need to pick the wrench, so this software is set up so that you can have multiple wrenches. This is the only one that I happen to have plugged into the computer at the time, so that's one that's showing up. And then I need to choose the configuration that I want to program. You can have up to 8 configurations stored in the wrench at any given time. For flange bolting, if you were doing a number of rounds of torque, if you want to call it that, for this example we'll be doing 3. So we're going to do a small flange. We're going to do the first round at 100, the second round at 200, and the third round at 300 foot-pounds, just for demonstration purposes. So there'd be 3 of these to set up. If you're doing 5 cycles, you do 5. And then obviously I have up to 8. So here's the first one, and I've kind of already set this up, but I'll run you through it. So the gang count is the number of bolts on the flange. This is a 8-inch flange, just a 100-pound 8-inch flange. So there's 8 bolts. Delay is not something that you have to worry about. That'd be for like an automated assembly line. And your auto increment means that once you complete one gang or one cycle, it's going to advance to the next one. So it's saying I'm going to go from 1 to 2 automatically as soon as I've tightened the 8th bolt. Direction of turn, clockwise. I'm going to get an audible alert to tell me that the gang is complete. We'll show that in the video. And pretty much that's it up here. And then you're just going to set your torque. This wrench has a max torque of 1,400 foot-pounds, 1,475 actually. You can see it up here. But we're setting this at 100. So if I type in, just change this to 200 for an example, and I click somewhere else, it's going to tell me that my target torque is 200, my threshold torque for counting angles 100, and it's kind of inputting all of these parameters. Really all you have to worry about is entering the torque value that you want, unless you want to change a couple of these. The only other one you might want to change is your downshift speed. So you could change this so that when it hits a certain torque here, it automatically picks half, then it downshifts to a slower speed. I don't want to get into all the details here just for this quick demo, but you get the idea that there's some programmability in here.
Recording.
Okay, so
go. Click. Go.
How's my hair look? Good? All right, so
as always.
We're going to do a quick bolt up on a flange here. We're going to do 3 rounds with this wrench. Max torque on this is 1,400 foot-pounds. So start with bolt 1. Put it on tightening first. So one of the nice features of this wrench is that the torque arm moves independent of the wrench, so if I have to let that catch up, I don't have to move. So there's one. Now this time I should get a beep when I get my torque. Okay, so on the back of the tool here you can see I was just torquing this to 200 foot-pounds. I got a green light, and now it's automatically going to jump to sequence 3 because I'm on sequence 2 here. So all I have to do is start back at bolt number 1, and then you can hear it downshift, and then it went up to 300 foot-pounds of torque on that bolt. So I just go back around. See all the Okay, so that's my second count. So now I know if I had another rotation to do, I'd know to just start back at bolt 1 and finish, and it's recording all these. So next, we will we'll go back to the software, we'll download the data out of the wrench and put it in a spreadsheet for the customer. Okay, now we've finished our bolt up. It's time to go back to the wrench here and get some data pulled out of it. I got the wrench plugged into the computer. And now I'm going to run the cycle log. So I'm going to select the wrench here, click on View Cycle Log, and what it's done is it's pulled all the torque values out of the wrench for those 2 rotations of torquing that I did on that small flange. So you can see I've got 8 bolts at 200. And I've got 8 bolts at 300. So now, secondly, there's a lot more data that you can pull out of the wrench. I've kind of limited the number of columns here just to get rid of some of the clutter. But you can see that there's lots of other capabilities here. But for this flange, we just need a little bit of data. So now that I've got it pulled up, I'm just going to do an export. And you can see it automatically pulls up into a PDF file, but I'm going to put it in an Excel file, which is a comma separated value file, and save it to my desktop. And here it is. I'm going to open that up. So you can see that's basically the data that I pulled out, or I was showing you on the wrench here. So I'm just going to start pulling the columns of information that I want out and just simply cutting and pasting them into a fancier spreadsheet. So if I want to make it look a little fancier, I can do that. As you can see, I've got the 2 rotations documented. I kind of modeled this form after a customer's form, just to kind of give you an idea. I'm going to center these up. What the output can look like. So that's pretty much it on the output.